Namaste. I really like the Indian masala chai. This is also something I will take with me.
How you are feeling in India?
This 3 years has passed very fast. India has surprised me in a very positive way.
Which part you find harder here in India?
India is very intense. There is so much happening all the time.
Why India matters for Estonia?
We are trying to support Estonian companies in finding new opportunities in India.
So what kind of products you are trying to open Indian market for?
Wood products, wood pulp, and Estonian liquors are available.
We also tasted some Estonian gin over there. What kind of severe threat you feel from Russia?
Aggression of Russia against Ukraine, it's of existential importance for Estonia. Estonia is one of the countries which is already investing more than 5% of the GDP into defense.
How do you see India's approach towards Russia?
We would like to see that India uses this voice in order to solve the conflicts.
How do you see India buying Russian oil?
Countries buying Russian oil means that Russia is getting more and more means to finance the war machine. We understand Indian position. It's a vast country. It's understandable that somewhere India has to buy oil. There are still some European countries as well who are using the Russian resources. Many people in India know now about Estonia. Probably, maybe some of your tweets were the first information they even got from Estonia.
Climate change affects every country. Where do you see opportunities for India and Estonia to work together?
Our winters have changed. A little bit strange effect is that the northern lights, many Indians go to the northern part of Finland or Sweden or Norway to see the northern lights. You can see them nowadays also in Estonia.
I got a chance to visit Estonia and I got very much impressed about the election or voting system over there.
You are correct again. You can change your mind. Yes. So you cast your vote one day and then after a couple of days you can change your mind. And then you can still go to the polling station on the voting day and change your mind again.
So are you looking for more Indian students going to Estonia for higher education?
Currently the number is around 200 Indian students, so it could be a little bit bigger. But at the same time, Estonian universities are also not so big.
So are you hopeful that Prime Minister Modi is going to visit Estonia sooner or later?
Every country would like to see high-level visits, and in this regard, of course, we are hoping that Prime Minister Modi is at one point also going to Estonia. We have a slogan, it's Estonia is a country of independent minds.
नमस्कार, पॉइंट की बात में आपका स्वागत है। आज बात एक ऐसी शख्सियत के साथ जिन्होंने भारत और एस्टोनिया के रिश्तों को नई दिशा देने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। डिजिटल गवर्नेंस, साइबर सुरक्षा, इनोवेशन, शिक्षा और दोनों देशों के बीच बढ़ते सहयोग को मजबूत करने में इनका योगदान लगातार चर्चा का विषय रहा है। जी हाँ, हम बात कर रहे हैं भारत में एस्टोनिया की राजदूत महामहिम मार्जे लुप की। एम्बेसडर, आपका पॉइंट की बात में स्वागत है। लेकिन आगे बढ़ने से पहले हम संक्षेप में आपके बारे में थोड़ा और जान लेते हैं। महामहिम मार्जे लुप ने 29 अगस्त 2023 को भारत की राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू के समक्ष अपना लेटर ऑफ क्रेडेंस प्रस्तुत किया और तब से भारत में एस्टोनिया की राजदूत के रूप में अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभा रही हैं। करीब 3 दशक के अपने कूटनीतिक करियर में इन्होंने आर्थिक कूटनीति, विकास सहयोग, यूरोपीय साझेदारियां और सार्वजनिक प्रशासन जैसे महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्र में काम किया। भारत आने से पहले इन्होंने एस्टोनिया के विदेश मंत्रालय में प्रशासनिक विभाग की महादेशक के रूप में कार्य किया। इससे पहले इन्होंने हेलसिंकी और स्टॉकहोम स्थित एस्टोनियाई दूतावास में भी महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारियां निभाई। यूरोपीय विकास सहयोग के क्षेत्र में भी इनका अनुभव बेहद समृद्ध रहा है। भारत में अपनी वर्तमान जिम्मेदारी के साथ साथ ये बांग्लादेश, नेपाल और श्रीलंका के लिए भी एस्टोनिया की राजदूत हैं, यानी कि वहाँ की जिम्मेदारियाँ भी उठा रही हैं। आज जब दुनिया डिजिटल परिवर्तन, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, साइबर सुरक्षा और वैश्विक साझेदारियों के एक नए दौर से गुजर रहा है, ऐसे समय में भारत और एस्टोनिया के बीच बढ़ता सहयोग कई मायनों में विशेष महत्व रखता है। तो आइए इन्हीं सब विषयों पर विस्तार से बात करते हैं महामहिम मार्जे लूप से, और एक बार फिर उनका स्वागत करते हैं। आपका बहुत स्वागत है। वेरी वेलकम टू यू इन माय शो पॉइंट की बात, एंड आई एम वेरी डिलाइटेड टू हैव यू ऑन माय शो, एंड वी कैन start our conversation with a very light question, and that is how you are feeling in India in the summer time, because you come from a very a cold country. So first tell me about that.
Namaste. First of all, very nice to be on your show. Thank you for inviting me here. Estonia is not that cold country. Yes, maybe if you look at Estonia from India, then it seems to that it's a very cold country. But currently we have summertime. It's around 25 degrees, and occasionally it might be 30. It might be 35 degrees even during the summers nowadays.
But we run our AC at 24, 25 in summertime. So
yes, and of course Estonian winters are a bit colder than the winters here in India. So there is a difference. I don't mind it too much. Of course, 40, 45 degrees, 48 degrees is already a little bit too much for me. But otherwise,
almost double.
30, 35, I will survive still.
And you have almost completed your 3 years tenure, and now are feeling good because you will be soon going out from India and maybe doing your duty in Estonia, or you will be moving out somewhere else. I don't know, but are you feeling okay with it that you are going back from India?
You know, that's the life of the diplomats. That's the life we have chosen. That we come to a country, we stay there 3 years, 4 years, sometimes longer. We make friends, and then we go again. So that's how the diplomatic circle and rotation, as we call it, works. And yes, indeed, in my case, it has been 3 years in India, and somehow this 3 years has passed very fast. So it means probably that we have been very active. There is, or there has been a lot happening between Estonia and India, and there hasn't been any boring moments. So I would say that I have really enjoyed my time here in India.
So most of the time you were tracking local Indian politics, or what kept you busy apart from your diplomatic responsibility?
You know, when we opened the embassy here, officially we opened the embassy in 2013. The chargé d'affaires arrived here already 1 year before, so 2012. And the main idea behind the idea of opening the embassy was actually business diplomacy. So we wanted to create new opportunities for Estonian companies on Indian market. And in between, of course, the situation changed. So there was quite a lot of policy work, as you called it. And of course, this is also something we are dealing nowadays. There is a lot of following Indian political developments, following regional political developments. We are also in charge of Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka here.
Yeah.
So several countries, not only India. And business diplomacy still has a very important place in the activities of the embassy, because India is one of the priority markets for Estonian business diplomacy. But in addition to that, most of the embassies deal also with soft diplomacy, like cultural events and people-to-people contacts.
Well, Excellency, you have represented Estonia in different parts of the world throughout your career. What first inspired you to choose diplomacy as career, and what continues to motivate you after all these years?
International relations as such is a very interesting topic, because all the time something is happening, something is changing. Sometimes, of course, these developments are also negative, unfortunately. But at the same time, I guess when you are one small piece in this big network of international relations, you can still change something.
Mm.
And I believe this is a main cause for many of us diplomats why we are doing the job we are doing.
Mhm.
And in addition to that, of course, it's always a great honor and also responsibility to represent your country.
Every country has its own rhythm and personality. Since arriving in India, what are some moments or experiences that have stayed with you the most?
There are so many of them. It will be a long list. India has surprised me in a very positive way. I did not imagine the diversity of India. Of course, it's a huge country, it's vast, but whenever I travel to different regions of India, I'm always amazed by the differences of the states.
Mhm.
Being it the culture, the food, the clothing the people are wearing. So even the nature of people is a little bit different in different regions. So I still feel that these 3 years was not enough to discover the whole India. I guess I have not seen most of it. I was just trying to count. I think I was able to visit 14 states.
14 states.
Yes. Yes.
And which state you liked most, if you can tell us? And which food also?
From states, somehow I become a fan of Rajasthan.
Rajasthan.
Yes, I do like the Rajasthani cities. I like the desert, which is a little bit surprising for myself even. And from food, South Indian food, seafood
Okay.
is good.
Mhm.
But I also like biryanis.
Biryanis.
Yes.
So very diversified, kind of choice.
Yes, and do you know how many biryanis you actually have? Different biryanis in
Yes.
India. It's a big
So
number.
like the
right?
most you like the most the Hyderabadi biryani or what?
Hyderabadi biryani probably is the most famous one. Yes,
But
I have
which
tried
one you
it.
liked most?
I would say they are all good. Yes, but South Indian food, of course, seafood. It's
And have you
something
ever
quite
visited Purani Delhi and had biryani from different food joints over there?
No, I have not.
I
Something I
advise you.
should do still is.
Yes, you have still some time left for that. So moving forward, people usually see diplomacy through official meetings and agreements. What is one part of diplomat's life that public rarely gets to see?
I guess in the newspapers you very often describe diplomacy as some fancy lunches, fancy dinners, people hanging around with champagne glasses. Yes, this is also part of our job, but most of the time actually we are spending exactly reading, following, analyzing, writing. So there is a lot of bureaucracy nowadays. And of course, diplomacy has changed through the times. In the earlier times, there was much more of communication. Nowadays, we have the Twitter diplomacy, the X diplomacy. So, but it's a natural process that things change. Especially this part, which is spent in the offices and behind the computer. This is something that people don't see. So. As a diplomat, you have to be outside, you have to go around, you have to talk to people, of course, you have to socialize, as we put it. And at the same time, you also have to spend a lot of time
So
in
you
your
have,
computer.
I
with your
think
computer.
that a diplomat's life has two types of responsibility, as you rightly talked about the diplomatic side of it and moving around between the people and having a good connect with them. So which part you find harder here in India?
India is very intense. There is so much happening all the time. I don't know if anyone has counted, but all the conferences, seminars, it's a big number probably
Yeah.
in case of India, and it's impossible to participate at all of them. There is no way to do that. Really to be able to follow everything, to follow all the developments also in different states, this is quite challenging.
Okay. India and Estonia may be thousands of kilometers apart, almost 5,200 kilometers aerial distance. but the relationship between our two countries have continued to grow. What do you think? What has brought our two nations closer over the years?
I would say that even though we are quite far from each other as countries, there are still many common topics. Like India, Estonia is very fastly developing in ICT sector. Cybersecurity is something which is connecting us nowadays, and of course, AI is the topic of the future. Estonia, together with El Salvador, was just facilitating the AI dialogue, which just took place some days ago in Geneva. And of course, India hosted the AI summit in February, where also Estonian president was taking part. So these are the topics which are uniting many countries in the world, not only Estonia and India, but in our case, these are the topics we are really having some cooperation. And climate is also something we have to work. Again, not only Estonia and India, but all the countries of the world, we have to work together, because otherwise we are not going to achieve the goals.
So while I ask question to you, you can sip your tea, and so that we can converse in a very relaxed manner. So if I ask you one direct question, and that is, why India matters for Estonia, what would you give the answer?
So yes, as I mentioned before, business diplomacy is an important topic in our work, and this is something we are really trying to assist also on behalf of the embassy. So we are trying to support Estonian companies, Estonian clusters, in finding new opportunities in India. And it is always not an easy task, because they have to identify a suitable partner, a reliable partner. We are trying to help in this process. And of course, when they are already entering the market, then they have to promote the product. If they are selling, or if they are starting co-production, then they have to find the best possible ways to co-produce. So, and embassy has an important role in opening doors for the companies, not only us.
So what kind of products you are trying to open Indian market for? If you can name few of them.
Yes, let's take a couple of sectors. We are bringing in quite a lot of wood products. Wood pulp, for example, is coming from Estonia in big numbers. Then during the latest years, Estonian food and beverage sector has been very active. So we have had 3 delegations. Even our Minister of Regional Affairs and Agriculture came to India in December 2024 to support the companies again. She came with a business delegation. So you can find several Estonian products already on shelves of Indian shops, like Estonian cheese is here, Estonian potato chips, potato wafers, as we call them, and Estonian liquors are available.
Yeah, we also tasted some Estonian gin over there. And
yes, Crafters is the most famous name of those gins.
Yes.
And we are trying to find possibilities also for some plant-based products, which are doing quite well in some countries in Europe. So hopefully India, having a lot of vegetarians, might also be a good market for plant-based meat or plant-based salmon.
You have just mentioned about the wood products from Estonia. When I visited Estonia, I was, very much impressed about the wooden product which Estonia produces. And my question is that how difficult you find it to get those Estonian wooden product to India? How big market you are seeing here in India, and what are the challenges to tap that market?
India is a huge market. So basically there would be opportunities for all kinds of wooden products. Wood pulp, it's a little bit easier, also non-processed wood. But what Estonia is very good at, what we are really trying to sell is value-added products. And in case of wood products, it would be wooden houses. So prefabricated wooden houses, log houses. And there are several options. So this is one product we would like to see really on Indian market. But the challenge is, of course, that Estonia is quite far, first of all,
Yes.
so the logistics is a challenge.
And transportation cost.
And also the price is a challenge, yes. Price of the product as such.
Because of the fact that it takes a lot of time and I think money to bring those kind of products from Estonia to India.
Yes, and logistics costs are getting higher and higher.
Because of the West Asia war also?
Yes, it is
Does
also
it had-
implicating the transit possibilities, of course. Yes.
And if we talk about the West Asia war, in what other manner it has impacted Estonia?
Especially in economic terms. So, as you know, many ships are stranded in Hormuz passage. So it means also that several companies are waiting for some kind of details or some products. It has quite severe implications on also Estonian economy. And in this regard, of course, it would be in the interest of all the countries that this conflict will be solved as quickly as possible. And especially if I keep in mind our region, then the West Asian, the Arab conflict has taken importance or the attention away from Ukraine. And we see clearly that also the military assets which could have been used in Ukraine are now used elsewhere.
Now I want to ask one question. What kind of severe threat you feel from Russia, and how do you see India's approach towards Russia? Especially if we talk about India buying Russian oil and that kind of thing. So how you look at it?
The aggression of Russia against Ukraine, it's of existential importance for Estonia. Estonia has a long border with Russia. It's almost 300 kilometers. So Russia is our direct neighbor. We have a bordering city called Narva. So when you are standing on the side of Narva River, which is also the border river, you see directly Russia. So it's a very close, geographically very close neighbor. And our security, our self-reliance is extremely important to us currently. So Estonia is one of the countries which is already investing more than 5% of the GDP into defense. There are not so many countries in the world or in NATO who are doing that. So Estonia is probably among the top 3 in NATO. So Estonian defense industry is developing rather fast, and we are going to continue investing into defense because in current situation we feel that we have to do that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, of course, Estonia is the member of the European Union and NATO. We have NATO forces in Estonia.
But even then, there was a aerial, territory violation by Russia, and then do you think that the kind of reaction was from NATO? Was it sufficient, or you think that there would have been?
You mean the violation of airspace?
Yeah, airspace violation by Russia.
Every now and then occur. Yes, so every now and then the Russian fighters or planes are violating Estonian airspace. And in case of Baltic states, we have a support system from NATO. So there are fighter jets from some NATO countries. They are rotating, which are then protecting the Baltic airspace. And of course, they evaluate every situation. And when there is need, then they are really following the Russian fighter jets or airplanes and guide them out from our airspace. So this is the reaction from NATO's side, and this is also the sign that the airspace of this area is protected. And one result of the attack of Russia towards Ukraine is that we have now 2 new NATO members, which are also very close neighbors to Estonia, Finland and Sweden. And of course, they had cooperation with NATO already before, but now as members, the cooperation is only tightening. And we cooperate a lot with Finland because we almost share the common border with Russia.
How do you see India's approach towards Russia?
Of course, we understand the special strategic partnership India has with Russia. At the same time, we believe that India and Estonia, India and countries of the European Union share the same values, especially rule of law, the international organizations, or the importance of international organizations. So we really would like to see that India has an important voice in the world, and we would like to see that India uses this voice in order to solve the conflicts or assist in solving the conflicts in the world, not only Ukraine but also in Middle East.
So, what is your take? Because that was also part of my question, that how do you see India buying Russian oil?
We would prefer, of course, if it does not happen, because countries buying Russian oil means that Russia is getting more and more means to finance the war machine. So there are more possibilities to create new technology. And from our perspective, of course, we would like to see that it does not take place. At the same time, we understand the Indian position. It's a vast country. Oil is needed. People need oil. So it's understandable that somewhere India has to buy oil. And we also know very well that there are still some European countries as well who are using Russian resources. So it would not be fair from us to say that you can't buy Russian oil.
Fair enough.
But as I said, yes, we would prefer that India is not buying Russian oil.
So, one question is that every partnership is built on mutual learning. And in your opinion, what can Estonia learn from India, and what can India learn from Estonia?
India is developing extremely fast. Estonia was also developing very fast in 19s and 2000s, but every crisis, of course, has its implications, and this has slowed us down a little bit. But of course, we would like to see Estonia also develop a little bit faster, and maybe this is also something we could learn from India, how to increase the pace of the economic development. We have several Indian young IT engineers in Estonia. Of course, we also have many Estonian engineers, but there could be more, and that's the reason why we have asked several Indian professionals come to Estonia. And I see so many young, enthusiastic people in India, especially learning technical topics. So not only IT, but engineering as well. And again, maybe some Estonian young people should devote more time on technical topics. We have a lot of people who are willing to study business administration, for example, or law, or maybe these kind of topics which are considered to be well paid in the future when they enter the professional life. But at the same time, the country needs technological understanding, technological knowledge. So this is also something which would be useful for us. In case of Estonia, what India could learn from Estonia, it's maybe all our technological developments. Very often, maybe I have to mention that Estonia is currently the most digital nation in the world. So we have all public services online, 100%. And
India is also focusing on digitization.
Exactly. So this is a common feature in our relations. And even though Estonia is so much smaller, I get it very often that yes, but you are so much smaller, it's so much easier for you to have these kind of technological solutions in use. But most of those solutions can actually be scaled up. So the size is not an issue in this case. Even some solutions which maybe work better in the smaller countries can still be used and scaled up in larger countries.
And what Estonia has to offer for Indian students?
Estonia has a very good educational system. You know about PISA tests. So Estonia is currently leading in PISA tests in several topics, like in reading, understanding, mathematics even. So the quality of Estonian education is very good. We have many Estonian families, young Estonians who went to study abroad, created families, found a good working place. They try to return to Estonia when they have kids, and the kids have to go to schools because they want to have a good quality education for their children. So it means also that our universities are very good, and we usually offer the master and doctoral studies, not so much bachelor level, but starting from master studies, and of course there are several possibilities to study in English. So it's a good quality. It's a good networking in Estonian universities, and probably these kind of networks will stay for life.
So are you looking for more Indian students going to Estonia for higher education, or you are satisfied with the number which is already there?
Currently, the number is around 200 Indian students, so it could be a little bit bigger. But at the same time, Estonian universities are also not so big.
Okay. Yeah. So
and probably there is a certain limit to the groups as well.
Okay. So one very important question, and before that you can have a sip of tea. Though the relation of the both countries are enhancing, but none Indian Prime Minister have visited ever Estonia. So are you hopeful that Prime Minister Modi is going to visit Estonia sooner or later?
Before I answer, it's a masala tea, and this is also something I will take with me. I really like the Indian masala chai.
Okay.
Of course, we have to be hopeful. Yes. The highest level visit from India happened in 2019. It was the vice president who visited Estonia. Every country would like to see high-level visits. And in this regard, of course, we are hoping that Prime Minister Modi is at one point also going to Estonia.
Why I ask this question? Because Prime Minister Modi is visiting a lot of nations, a lot of countries, and Estonia also extended the invitation to Prime Minister Modi recently. A very big Shiva temple is constructed in the outskirts of Tallinn. How it was possible, and when is the grand opening going to take place? Are you waiting for the Prime Minister Modi's visit for that matter?
You are absolutely correct. The temple is there, and it should be the biggest Shiva temple in Europe.
Yeah.
The temple itself is not so big, but the territory the temple is using is big. But as to my knowledge, the temple is already officially opened. Of course, there can be another big opening when Prime Minister comes to
I talk
Estonia.
about the grand opening.
Yes, but one big ceremony, I think, took place already last year.
Okay.
So they did open the temple.
Because we were told when we were there at the temple site, and it was under construction at that time, that there will be a very big opening of inauguration of this temple. So
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the opportunity to go again there. That's why I am keen to know what is going to happen there. And
Yeah, temple was officially opened and is functioning. And I guess most of Indians who end up in Estonia visit it frequently.
Yeah. When people think about international relations, they often focus on politics or trade. How important are culture, education, tourism, and people-to-people exchanges in building a strong friendship between countries? I'm asking this question because you have sent many Indian journalist delegation to Estonia, and I think that from the outcome of those visits, you are happy. So just share the kind of experiences and the kind of coverage you got from those delegations visit.
Yes, we do talk about the business and politics quite a lot, but people-to-people contact are actually the basis of all the relations. And currently, I would say that we don't have enough knowledge yet about Estonia in India, and also about India in Estonia. So these kind of visits work in both directions. And yes, we were extremely happy with the result of these visits. I guess currently we have been taking 5 delegations, and hopefully we are able to take some more. So around 40 Indian journalists have experienced
40.
Estonia firsthand.
Including
Yes,
me.
including you, yes. And the coverage we are getting, not only in the newspapers, in written media, but especially in social media, has been extremely good. And I think many people in India know now about Estonia. Probably, maybe some of your tweets were the first information they even got from Estonia. So it has been extremely useful, and the same applies also to cultural contacts. I have been really happy to see that Indian embassy in Estonia has been able to take some dance groups with the support of ICCRR to Estonia. And we have been having several concerts of Estonian performers. So Estonian musicians have visited India. And this is also something which is connecting people. I think music and dance, these are universal languages. So people can understand when even they don't understand the language the musicians are using, but they get the message.
Why I ask this question? Because I found you very active on that front. Because many countries they facilitate a journalist trip to their country, but not at that level which you did. I think twice a year, sending almost 8 to 10 journalists in every batch. So, how you got this idea that I need to send journalists at this large scale? Because it will give some idea to other countries diplomats also.
I guess
If
several
you want to-
countries already have followed this.
Yeah, but not at
example.
scale
Yes.
you did.
Because it's quite a costly exercise. But we felt that there is a need. So we have to increase the knowledge of people. We have to spread information. And journalists, it's a very natural choice because you are the ones who are bearing the message. So, and of course, it was important also to have the necessary financing in place.
Estonia has earned global recognition as an innovative country. What do you believe creates an environment where new ideas can grow into successful businesses?
First, maybe why we are so innovative. I think a small country or small nation has to be innovative. In small country, the market is also very limited. It's small, and in order to be successful, then the businesses have to look outside. So they have to export, they have to cooperate, they have to find new markets, and that's something what Estonian companies have been doing. In this context, I do have to mention Skype because Skype has been extremely important in the development of Estonian ICT sphere as well. Skype was sold. Skype is Estonian invention, right? You know that. And Skype was sold to Microsoft. And with this financing, the previous owners, the creators of Skype, have created new companies. And currently, Estonia is ranking second in the world per capita in the number of unicorns. I think we only Liechtenstein has more than Estonia. So there are new big names coming after the Skype. Wise, which was previously going by name TransferWise, might be the most known in the world. But there is also Bolt, which is operating in 50 countries. There is Pipedrive. There is Playtech, gaming industry. So several new unicorns have appeared because of Skype. And I guess also if people see that the possibility is there, you can be successful. Never mind that you are coming from a small country. Then there are more and more of those who are really eager to create new companies. This probably has played a big role in our ICT development.
Technology is transforming almost every aspect of our lives. How can governments encourage innovation while also protecting people's right, privacy, and security?
Previously we talked a lot about ICT, but innovation means a lot more. So we have also many biotech companies, for example, edtech is there, medtech is there. Different sectors are developing very fast. But regarding the privacy and the security, of course, as a state, as a government, you have to be really responsible, because a digital society can function only when people are trusting the state, which means that the government has really the responsibility to keep the data of people safe. If I take Estonia, then all our data is somewhere in the databases. We don't have one common big database. We have several smaller databases, and then they are interacting via a system called X-Road. And in order to keep the data safe, for example, we have created a data embassy, which is also a very unique concept in the world. We have a data embassy in Luxembourg, which is partially based on the Vienna Convention and partially on our bilateral agreements with Luxembourg. Then you really have to see what kind of legislation is there in order to protect the people and protect the data. So, for example, we are not allowing people simply to go around in the databases and check on someone's health records or income. It's a criminal offense. So there is legislation which is telling a person that if you, for example, as a doctor or a police officer, are not working directly with this case, you are not allowed to check on other people's data. And as a person, I can see who has been checking my data. And I can also grant access to another doctor if I want to do that. But I have to know that my data is kept safe. That's extremely important.
Climate is a very important issue. Climate change affects every country, regardless to its size. Where do you see opportunities for India and Estonia to work together on sustainability and environmental responsibility?
We see several possibilities. Clean energies, green energies, clean tech. In our region, we very often kind of locate Estonia to the Nordics. We are not a Scandinavian country, but we are part of the Nordics. And very often we talk about the Nordic-Baltic cooperation, which is Nordic-Baltic 8, which Estonia is currently chairing, by the way. But these are all the topics we are dealing also very seriously with. And of course, we cooperate with the countries from our region, but we also cooperate with many countries around the globe, including India. And climate change, we feel very clearly the implications of climate change as well, because our winters have changed. The winters in our part of the world used to be much colder. There used to be much more snow. Now it's warmer. It's raining a lot. And the other a little bit strange effect is that the northern lights, many Indians go to the northern part of Finland or Sweden or Norway to see the northern lights. Well, there is no need to go up north anymore because they have been moving southwards. You can see them nowadays also in Estonia. And during the clear nights, they are very visible. So these kind of strange effects are there. But even if I take this summer, then the summer in Estonia has been extremely rainy. And it means, of course, a lot of problems for our agriculture, for our farmers. And we see India facing exactly the same problems in different regions of the country. So there are definitely possibilities for cooperation.
So you have already faced Delhi weather, especially Delhi pollution. So do you have anything to offer to India? How to control the kind of pollution we face during the winter or during the autumn? So do you have any kind of technology or any kind of solution which you can offer us here in India?
Estonian air is among the cleanest airs in the world.
That's why I'm
so
asking.
We are among the top 7. But I guess there is no easy solution because there are so many different reasons for pollution. What we have been thinking is in Estonia, we started at one point to build straw houses. So these are quite climate-friendly ecological houses. And maybe instead of burning the crop on the fields, what is happening around Delhi during the autumn, maybe this would be a possibility to decrease the pollution a little bit, to use the straw and the hay for building the houses. There are different technologies to do that. Then construction, of course, is there. Whenever we have
so has this ever appeared in any of the conversation between the Estonia and India at government level talks?
I'm not so sure. I think no. So maybe this is something we have to take up on official level.
Okay. Prior to that, concerned authorities can hear through our podcast.
So that might be an option, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and construction site, whenever we have some kinds of demolition works, then it's a requirement that you are watering the site in order to keep the dust from spreading. So this might be also one option. But it's difficult because the traffic is there, the cars are there, and you need the logistics, you need the cars. There are no easy solutions.
We are facing the ethanol issue also, and government says that it is because of the fact that we want to control the pollution, but there's a different side effect of that also, and we are fighting on that issue also. That's a different subject. But moving to my next question, Estonia may be a small country in terms of population or its area. Yet its voice is heard on global issues. So what advice would you like to give those countries who want to make a meaningful global impact despite of their size?
One has to be active. Not only a country or the government of the country, but as a person you have to be active as well. Because if one person doesn't want to change anything and he's not making his voice audible, then nothing happens. So it doesn't matter whether the country is small or big. As a country, you have to be active. And Estonia has decided to be visible, to be seen around the world. As a small country, again, we can't be everywhere. So we have been also very selective in choosing the locations for our embassies. Currently, we would have 50 locations all over the world. So this year we are able to open 5 new embassies, which is a very important step for our diplomatic network. For example, we are now present finally in Brazil. So South America is getting the first Estonian embassy, and Kenya. Currently, we had only one embassy in Africa, in Cairo. Soon we will be also in Kenya. And via these kind of small steps, you increase your presence, you increase your visibility. And of course, international system is essential in this regard. Again, you don't have to be a big country, but you can be a temporary member of Security Council. Estonia and India were in the Security Council at the same time, and it was also a very good cooperation period for our ministries. So there are possibilities, of course, and I guess again, if we take India and Estonia, then both countries are very, very active on multilateral arena.
Okay, and I also think that apart from the network of embassies, you also need to have a very proactive diplomats like you who can really, change the scenario in whichever country you work. And with your proactive approach, you basically change the things, the narrative about that country, or having a kind of exposure about that country. So that is also very important, I think.
Yes, you of course need active diplomats, but it's not only us, the official diplomats, who are the only ambassadors of our countries, but it's also the business people, it's the cultural sphere,
the whole ecosystem,
musicians, the whole ecosystem, basically. Yes. So sports is also extremely important, of course. Now being The soccer World Cup is ongoing. You see the implications everywhere.
Yeah. And one important question I wanted to ask you that imagine if we meet again 10 years from now, what achievements in India-Estonia relations would make you feel that the partnership has reached to its full potential?
First of all, I would like to see many Estonian businesses here in India, and not only exporting but really producing, so make in India on full scale. And then I would like to see Indian tourists in Estonia, because we don't have so many of Indians visiting Estonia.
Because there is no direct flight.
There is no direct flight. Yes, you are correct.
So have you worked on that front?
I'm afraid for the coming years we don't see the option of having a direct flight. But it's always possible to take Finnair. Helsinki is very close. And coming from Helsinki, you can use the ferries of the biggest ferry company in the Baltic Sea area called Tallink. It's another beautiful experience.
How easy to get Estonian visa? That is also a very big question.
It's not an Estonian visa, it's a Schengen visa.
I know.
So Estonia is part of the Schengen.
I know. So it's not very easy to get Schengen visa.
Yes, it's not very easy. But if you go as a tourist or if you go as a business person, then the possibilities are there. We did not talk about e-residency, which is another very important feature in our technological image.
So how one Indian can take e-residency of Estonia?
E-residency is not a citizenship, it's not a visa, but it's a possibility, especially for business people, to create a company in European Union, meaning in Estonia. And having the e-residency, the company can use all the advantages which are foreseen for the EU companies. So having the base in Estonia, it's very easy to access already the other countries of the European Union, and why not also the other European countries which are not members of the European Union. So currently, I guess we have around 5,000 e-residents, Indian e-residents in Estonia, and 1,000 of them have created the company.
Very
so
nice.
That's a good result.
And it also helps a lot to the business people, because India doesn't allow dual citizenship. And as you have mentioned that e-residency doesn't mean that you are having the citizenship of Estonia, but you can do business on a more large scale.
Yes, you can create a business, you can open a bank account, you can really function as an EU located business entity.
2 years back, I got a chance to visit Estonia, and I got very much impressed about the election or voting system over there. Please tell our viewers about that.
E-voting or online voting, it's part of our e-governance, and it's actually extremely convenient, because also during the last elections of the European Parliament, I was voting from here, from Delhi. It has been made quite easy for a person, but of course you have to identify yourself. You have to use your ID card, which we are having. And you are correct again, you can change your mind. Yes. So you cast your vote one day, and then after a couple of days you can change your mind. And then you can still go to the polling station on the voting day and change your mind again. And the reason why it has been arranged like this is maybe if a person, maybe it's an elderly person, maybe he has been, or he or she has been asked by someone during the time casting the vote to vote for someone. And then he or she can always go to the polling station and vote as she wants.
Because why I ask this question? Because in India, there are very many bad practices over here. Few political parties or candidates, they offer money to voters. So I was thinking that if that kind of process we adopt here, voter can earn more by getting money on Monday from a party or from a candidate, and then changing its vote on Tuesday, and finally voting on its own will on the final day of voting. So I was just joking. I know that it
Thinking
cannot
as a
be
criminal
replicated.
mind.
No, it's because of the fact that we need a lot of electoral, ratification or electoral, what do you call sudhar? We need a lot of reforms, electoral reforms here. So that's why I thought that if that can happen here, it will be resulted in this manner.
Okay, you
So-
think that people will take money for the votes?
No, people doesn't ask for money. It's the political party or the candidates.
Who are
They
paying?
offer money. Sometime personally, sometime it comes through the with the government machinery, with some scheme and all that thing. So it's a very debatable thing over here. And as you have followed Indian politics, you might be knowing a little part of it. So again, moving ahead.
If I may, of course, it's a crime. So
Yeah, it's a crime. It's
It's
a crime.
It's also not allowed in our case. And if this kind of situation would appear, then this politician is ruining actually his political future.
Yes. So before we conclude, if there is one message you would like people in India to remember about Estonia, what would it be?
Small but independent, innovative, and we have a slogan. It's Estonia is a country of independent minds. It's- So that's maybe what I would like the Indians to remember. You can be small, but you can be a very successful and a very innovative country. And if a country can be that, then also a smaller entity, it's a state, it's a village, it's a city. There is also a possibility to be successful. And of course, I would like to have more Indians having knowledge about Estonia, knowing that there is this kind of small, beautiful country somewhere in the Northern Europe.
Okay. And if we go back to one final question, which I touched upon earlier, how India changed your food habit or your lifestyle, because a very totally different culture over here in India than Estonia. So how it impacted your day-to-day life being here in India for almost 3 years?
I was amazed by the selection or the availability of different fruits. So I guess I have never eaten so many fruits as I'm eating here. I have discovered many new fruits. Chiki is one of them. I think it's called chiki or chiku.
Chiku.
Small round one. So this kind of new discoveries, and also, of course, all the possibilities Indian kitchen is offering to vegetarians. I'm not a vegetarian, but very often I choose the vegetarian option because they are so good and so tasty and so healthy as well. Of course. So in Europe nowadays you can find also many good vegetarian restaurants. I think there will be more and more vegetarian restaurants available, but the variety of different foods you can get here, this is unbelievable.
Also about mango.
Certainly, yes, you like mangoes.
Yeah, I like mango. So
Mangoes are good, and usually when I go to shop in Estonia, I see one mango.
Indian
not-
mango? Not.
I doubt. Probably not Indian mango. But there is only one sort to pick. But here you go and you find 10 different sorts or maybe more. And then
So many-
all of
yeah.
them are good.
So many types of mangoes over here, and I like langra only. That's it. And so you will be taking some mangoes also with the masala tea, some fruit from India also.
Masala tea is a little bit easier to take with me than mangoes.
Yeah.
But certainly I will try to get some Indian mangoes when I will be somewhere else. So it's, and you probably have heard also about mango diplomacy.
Yes, mango diplomacy.
Yes.
So all the best for your new responsibility, and hope to see you again soon in future. Maybe if not in India, anywhere else, any part of the world where you will be posted. And if I get a chance to visit that particular country, or for that matter in Tallinn, if you are going to be posted over there. So hope to see you again, and very best wishes. And what you have done here in India, personally I must thank you for that, because I as a journalist was not that much aware about Estonia. But one trip, it was not about the trip, it was about the exposure which we got over there. And that's why I'm sitting here with you and discussing about Estonia. And it's also very informative for our viewers or common Indians, because they usually don't know much about Estonia. So your approach is very upright and a very effective, what I have experienced. So thank you very much for giving us the time, and all the best to you for your future endeavor.
Thank you so much for your kind words, and of course we are extremely happy that you took the time and went to Estonia, because that's the reason also why we are talking here, speaking here today. And I also would like to say that India is going to travel with me, so I'm taking with me a lot of India. I will have many friends, and I'm quite sure that I will return.
We
Probably
would
as a
like
tourist,
to welcome you,
and
even
then I
as a
can
tourist or
visit
as a
many
diplomat
new
again.
locations.
Yeah, we would love to welcome you again here in India. तो अगली बार एक और शख्सियत के साथ मुलाकात. फिलहाल नमस्कार.